sit all cloudy and blends with the prima bottles lying everywhere. Got a guitar in my hand and a Western oil can under my ukole for a chair. It's Aloha Friday, no work till Monday. It's Aloha Friday, no work till...
Weather. Well, I'll tell you what, Dad, we're looking at, well, what we can clearly see outside is the sun is already up.
Yeah, so beautiful. Long day.
Oh man.
Not the longest.
Does this happen to you this time of year?
Well, the longest day is
It's
like
next month.
June 21st.
It's the summer solstice,
okay?
which is June 20th.
We got plenty more time, okay?
Oh
okay?
boy. The sun's gonna be getting up even earlier.
So
for
the
the
sun's
next
going to
month.
get up earlier.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the sun's going to get up earlier.
killing me.
And the sun, Ikaika, is going to get up earlier.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Well, he already did this morning at 3:30.
I'm like an old man. I know I just turned 36, but I swear I'm like double that. I'm like 72 or 80 because I get up at like 3, 4 in the morning.
And that
the sun comes
text
up so early.
message.
That's good. That's
And
good.
the heat.
And he's
That's
working
good.
on the show.
So you could be here at like, you know,
Yeah.
5:30.
I could, so it's natural for me to get up for the show.
He was
you
already
know.
starting the show at 3:30.
I get caffeine. I don't even need that stuff.
Well,
it's called old
hey,
age.
hey. So we have some wonderful guests, and of course, coming up tomorrow is the beautiful Nahoku Hana
Yes.
Awards.
Yeah.
Hawaii Academy of Recording Arts. Congratulations. First of all, for the board,
Yes.
okay, Board of Governors. But secondly, and most important, all of the people who are members. Okay, because that's what makes it happen. If you don't have members, you know, in the academy, just 1, 2, 3 votes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, this really represents Hawaii.
tonight also you're having the Generations concert, right?
Generations
And the
concert
Beach
for the
Walk.
Hokus. It's going to be at
Right.
Beach Walk.
Right.
Okay, bring your umbrella. That's the hint.
That's what we heard.
Oh, really?
Hey, all they say, you know, like the weatherman. Oh yeah, go rain. Oh yeah, go rain, go rain.
They keep saying that, but I'm looking outside. It's sunny.
Well,
It's foggy.
it's moving. It's moving
Yes.
across.
Is it moving?
Yeah, coming soon. You ever that trailer? Coming soon?
Yeah.
That's the weather. Coming soon.
Well, I hope it comes sooner than later. man.
Anybody
It's
have any
hot.
other interesting stories?
Well, we have
Oh,
Monday,
yeah.
also the floating lantern ceremony.
That's Monday.
Memorial
yeah,
Day.
that's
Yeah.
right. It's
And
going to be
on
That's a
Memorial
big one.
Day as
very,
well.
very special.
Where's the floating lantern?
Actually,
That's at,
as a Buddhist ceremony, you know, the Buddhist culture, who lead the way in that ceremony.
Yes.
Is that
What?
Magic Island? The floating
Magic Island?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on.
So
Beautiful.
get your seats there now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
because
that is
Nah, no need now.
You gotta have to
Over
camp there over the
40,000.
weekend.
Now.
Yes.
No need now.
Seriously.
over 40,000 people.
Tomorrow should be.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's a camp if you want to go,
No,
go
that's
to the,
Monday.
the
Yeah,
lantern
this is
ceremony.
After the Hokus, they could just walk down the beach and spend the night.
Get a few tents,
The
'cause
night, the day, the night, and
there's gonna be no
the
parking.
day. And,
Oh no, parking is difficult.
Is
That's
it
crazy.
premium?
Well, Monday is Memorial Day.
Yeah.
It is Memorial Day. That's a big day.
So, you know, that's the whole thing. Monday is a Memorial Day. Memorial Day is so that we can remember.
Yeah.
Honor.
It's a
People
big
who
day.
have passed on.
Honor
people,
those
both-
today.
Not only the military, but also
Civilians that also work in DOD, and
Yeah.
you're talking about military contracts.
and generations. I think really, you know, if you keep it special to the families, right?
442nd,
Yeah.
100 Puka Puka.
But I think it's more than that too. I think it's just like
One-
remembering people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
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 Relationships.
And that's what I mean by families, because as you
Yeah.
pass it on, I mean, look at how many families, people who passed away. We went to Brother Joe, who was in our apartment
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
You know, he passed away. He was this very, very significant, special guy. Didn't have any family.
No, and,
And
we
so
had the
all of
privilege to
us from the
celebrate
condo
his life.
ended up there at Elks Club
Yeah.
and
Or
enjoying
or
him.
even like in the Nahoku Hanahano Awards, the favorite entertainer of the year, Chino Montero, is one of the nominees.
Yeah.
You know?
Now
Dennis.
that's got to be something special
Yeah.
because Chino writes a song called Cabena, and they put it together, and we're playing it right, not thinking anything. Hey, Chino, hey, gonna be a good deal. Hey, get some, you know, even if you don't win, you still get some props, right?
Yeah.
Right. So evidently they did a concert not too long ago at Hawaii Theater,
Okay.
and he sang it, and Kavena Meckler danced it
Yeah.
because it was written for her.
Oh wow.
She's
Yeah.
a beautiful young lady.
Beautiful dancer.
Yeah.
Beautiful dancer.
And person, just a beautiful young lady.
And what people don't know is that her mom was a dancer.
Susie.
Susie Meckler
Yeah.
not only was a great executive, well, they used to call them secretaries now, administrative assistant now, but Susie was great for so many businesses and involved with being a businesswoman, but originally she was a dancer also with the Ray Anthony Band.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they came to the Royal Hawaiian Hotel and did a special show.
And then let's bring out even the generation before her, Julianne Meckler, whose dolls, porcelain dolls, used to be made and sold through Liberty House. They were one of a kind until she got to a point where she was becoming blind and unable to.
Oh, jeez.
But so
Kavena,
very
and then has a granddaughter who's
beautiful.
like a human porcelain doll. I mean, Kavena's beautiful.
Yes, she
You know what I mean?
And so,
It's kind of interesting how that works out.
this is really beautiful, but it's right in line with Memorial Day,
Yes.
right? Passing that on. In fact, coming up, we're going to a service this morning
Yeah,
for a
Grandma
very, very
Grace.
special lady.
Okay.
Yeah, Grandma Grace.
And Grandma Grace is...
So Noelle Piccaro's grandmother and Gary Piccaro and Gwen Piccaro's mother.
Yeah, Gwen's mom.
Yeah, and yesterday was just, without going into detail, was a beautiful sharing with the Ohana
Yeah.
and allowing them to have a moment of
Yeah.
doing something special for Grandma Grace.
Yeah. And it's going to culminate today.
Yes.
I'm excited. So, those beautiful moments are to be shared and
Grandma.
appreciated.
Grandma
And
Inca.
Yeah, and of course, as we all know, my grandma passed away a couple weeks ago now.
she's still talking to you.
Yeah.
Igaga!
I know.
My grandma was great because she had so many catchphrases.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta know when to zig and when to zag. she had like a ton of these catchphrases that just will live on in me, and she would say it like that,
Yeah.
You
Kinda like
gotta
the
you gotta get on the ball.
Yeah, kind of like Yogi Berra stuff.
yeah.
Yep.
It ain't over till it's over.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She could have been an announcer, I think, for baseball games or something.
Well, I remember when
and
you
did a
brought her
great-
to the building.
Yeah.
And she was just so cute, sitting in that passenger seat, and she had
Yeah.
her little witty remarks.
Oh, yeah.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
She's a sweetheart.
Talk about the zing.
Quick wit.
She's tough love.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's the generation from which she
Yes.
from when she comes is
Yeah.
it's like
Tough
more
love.
of a tough love situation.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
grandma
for
didn't
that-
even graduate high school,
Yeah.
I mean, that's back in the day
A
when
lot
they
of
didn't have to.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of them in that generation.
They just start working right away.
Yeah.
Yep. And working hard.
Yeah. I mean, she
Yeah.
went to high school till sophomore year, and then she was like, I gotta go work already.
Yeah.
Just like my
I
mom.
learned enough. Time
My
to
mom
work.
worked at Cress.
Oh my gosh, downtown Crest.
Cress, downtown Cress. How's that?
Remember walking
Yeah.
down by Fort Street Mall, catching
Yeah.
the bus, get right off, walk over
Yeah.
to Crest.
I don't even know what is that.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
Crest?
no, you would.
The 4th Street Mall.
Okay, right over here,
upside,
downtown.
Yeah.
There was a store called Cress. It
And I
was,
think
it was
it's-
very big.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was one of the hub stores.
Right, like
Yes.
Downtown.
Woolworths. I remember
Yes.
Woolworths was kind of on the way out when I was a
even
kid.
more like a Liberty House with a Woolworths inside.
Oh.
Something like that. I have no idea what I'm saying. But it was a good time. So
With a
as-
Sears in the annex.
Yeah. So as we recall Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And along with that is music, because music always makes people not only remember but just live a little brighter, live
Yeah,
a little
for sure.
better. And
Builds
since
the
we talked
heart.
about Kavena Meckler, maybe if we could cue up
Kavena song?
the song by
Chino?
Chino Montero.
Yeah.
Montero, because Chino Montero is the guy who sang the song, and we're gonna miss him
We are.
at this Hoko Awards.
Yeah.
He was always being a part of so many different bands and doing some great stuff, and his friends are right there along his side. So if we can just no more. You kidding?
I think he looked for.
Wow.
Only Christmas.
Kavena.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great song. Well, maybe you can. We'll find out. We'll find
Okay,
out.
Lee.
We'll find it somewhere.
We'll find a way. Yeah. We'll find a way.
But I wanted to say about
Okay.
music is like, it's kind of like the only, how I always kind of am sort of imaginative. I want, it'd be cool to have a time machine or something. But I think music is one of the time machines.
Yeah,
You know?
so let's go back in time.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we have scheduled? Something must be already very meaningful and important to, let's see now, Mokeale. Oh,
Perfect.
Is this great or
Oh,
what? Because
yes.
Carol Kelly will be there tomorrow night at the Hoko Awards because she presents the Aloha Is Award. And so this is Mokeale, which was this very special gentleman, a recording artist with the Sons of Hawaii, and then on his own, actor for Hawaii Five-O and many other shows of his time. And we lost him way too early, but he was definitely a part of our musical scene. Let's take a listen to the voice of Mo Keale.
Collateral ligament and patella in his left knee in July of 2012 while playing for the Georgia Force of the Arena Football League, said that he is just not ready to give up on his dream. And with the senior Matt Cooper starting Saturday's season finale for the University of Hawaii Baseball Bulls, junior Scott Squire stepped up and delivered his first 9-inning complete game of the season in a 5-1 victory at Lesmore County Stadium to stymie UC Riverside last night in their first of a 3-game series to finish off the season at home. And let's not forget about the NBA, of course, where the Eastern and Western Conference Finals continue throughout the weekend with Heat Pacers tomorrow and Spurs Thunder on Thursday. The Heat Pacers series is locked at a game apiece, while the Spurs are looking to take out those brooms for a potential series sweep of the Thunder, up 2-0 in the series heading into Game 3. But there is hope for the Thunder, who found themselves in a similar spot in 2012, being down 2-0, if you remember, in the Western Conference Finals to the Spurs, and came back to win that series in 6 games. But in the Greg Popovich era, the Spurs win the series 90% of the time when they are up 2-0.
Whoa!
There's your look at sports on Aloha Friday.
Got B-ball. B-ball is happening. Okay, will Miami come back and do it again? Not a championship. They got some stuff. How do you come back from that first game loss and come back and work it out and beat the guys?
Well, I'm looking at my crystal ball of sports, and it says that we're probably going to have another Heat-Spurs final.
Whoa!
And the Spurs want revenge.
Whoa!
Because if you recall, last year, they pretty much had it wrapped up. They were bringing out the trophy for the Spurs in Game 6 until Ray Allen hit that game-tying three-pointer at the buzzer to send the game into overtime, and it kind of changed the momentum of the series. Heat ended up winning in Game 7.
Shoo.
Yeah, so the Spurs, I think they just want revenge.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's
gonna be
awesome.
interesting, and there's a lot of bucks on the line.
Yeah.
Because as you well know,
But not the Milwaukee Bucks.
No, not the Milwaukee Bucks or the LA Clippers.
Whoa, yes, yeah.
Used to be San Diego Clippers, by the way. But you know, most of the people in San Diego, like the people in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So you going game? Yeah, I'm going. Okay, so anyway, that's why they ended up back in LA.
Yeah, San Diego doesn't have a basketball team.
No.
Yeah,
but
NBA
that's where
team.
the Clippers are originally
But
from.
it's interesting you bring up the Clippers because one supposedly former University of Hawaii player is actually the interim CEO of the Clippers. Yeah,
Whoa.
Dick Parsons. Do you know Dick?
Oh, no.
No? Okay. Well, apparently Deadspin.com.
Hello, everybody.
Deadspin.com brought this story out about how he didn't play at the University of Hawaii. Yeah. So Deadspin did the same thing to one Manti Te'o, if you remember this last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know what
baloney.
Deadspin's problem is with people
They're dead,
from Hawaii.
and they're still spinning. They're dead spinners. They're spinning
But
dead.
it just bugs me. Just leave the guy alone.
They're spinning over the dead. Speaking of Memorial Day. No, I'm just joking. So that's the
So that's big sports. I mean, that's like all over the news right now. The whole Dick Parsons story or whatever. But yeah, he's the interim CEO of the Clippers. While what happened with their previous owner and all that prejudice.
And locally here in sports, what's happening in sports? I don't know how UH won that game. That's fantastic.
Riverside?
That's fantastic. UH winning that game.
Yeah.
It's like almost coming back from the graveyard. You buried already, and they bring you back.
Well, they are.
Hey, one more hello.
They are 21-30 this season so far.
Yeah.
So they're not a 500 or anything. It's a losing season, but you know what? Whatever. Go out on a high note. That's how I say. Go out like George Costanza on a high note.
Losing season was a loser. We lost all the games.
Not all of them, but more than half.
Not all, but a lot.
I think that Moniz story is a good story, and also that other quarterback story, Shane Austin. I mean, who even heard of Shane Austin, right?
Yeah, and
he played when Colt Brennan played, and no one heard of him.
Hey, was Shane Austin you said
he was the backup QB.
Did the haka and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Kamate, kauraka. Are you up? Tiniti tangata huru nanai tiki mai waka fititera hupane kopane fititera.
Woo!
Just gotta give them.
If you're not up, you're up now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough of that. Let's mellow out back to the music, the sweet sounds of Hawaii, and do we have Kavena now? We have Kavena. Okay, so this once again recorded by
Chino Montero.
Okay, and
No Time Better Than the Present.
shared in hula by Kavena Meckler. Song written for her. So let's take a listen to this beautiful song up for Entertainer of the Year, Chino Montero.
That's right.
We'll see what happens. It's a popular vote. You can vote too. Just get online, melime.org.
Or Google it.
Yeah, Google it.
Yep.
That's the best way.
Vote for the Nahobu Hanohano Awards.
Happy Aloha Friday, brought to you by
PSET and its Peloton companies.
Calvena, right here.
Beautiful.
Oh, so beautiful.
It's so
I can
weird.
see her.
Yeah.
It's so strange how like, it's like when an artist is here, it's like they're not as appreciated as they are posthumously.
Yeah,
sometimes, You know?
yeah.
It's like you hear that and it's like, oh, that's so beautiful, but he's not here.
Yeah, and you know, we just got to celebrate his life. So,
Yep.
Entertainer of the Year, folks, you're entitled to be a part of that vote. I don't know if they closed the voting yet, but it certainly would be
I wonder,
something
yeah.
very special for a grand finale for Chino Montero, who did a great job
Yeah.
at playing guitar, singing. He did it all,
Supporting
and
them
he
up.
did that song. He left that song with all of us, so that's beautiful. We have our first special guest coming up, but I wanted to share this song, okay, by Ian O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking
he's
of the Hokus.
actually up
Yeah.
for a Nahoku this year as
Okay,
well.
so, and the reason, son, you're not going to believe this, but when we did the Queen Emma Summer Palace with
Yeah.
the Daughters of Hawaii, this young man walks up to me,
Yeah.
and he says hello, introduces himself, and he was so young, but so respectful.
Yeah. No, he's very respectful.
Yeah, so I couldn't believe it. I said, well, where did this guy come from? You know, it says here that Ian O'Sullivan is described as thoughtful by Classical Guitar Magazine and delightful by the Honolulu Advertiser. Performs a range of styles. We're going to hear that right now. In fact, the song that he's doing was actually written by Bailey Masuda, who's a composer and producer, arranger, and performer, teaches performing arts at the Kamehameha schools, and founder of Ho'omananamele, okay, a project company that empowers lives through music. So,
Do you have the song Mokuleia? Is that on his album?
yeah,
Okay,
Mokuleia.
because that's up for Instrumental Composition of the Year.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Mokuleia?
Sure is, yep.
Oh, we got to change song then.
Yep, off the album Born and Raised.
Okay, let's go to Mokuleia, which is the first cut.
There
Cut
you go.
number 1. Okay, so Min is so versatile. He can handle the camera and,
Yes.
and the radio show, and also change to cut number 1. Mokuleia, nominated for?
Instrumental Composition Album of the Year.
It's all tomorrow night at the Convention Center. Sorry, folks, the Hokus are sold out. So you can stay home, watch them on TV, sit in your BBDs and just relax. Okay? Enjoy. It's Aloha Friday. Let's take you to the music of Ian O'Sullivan. How people came to greet them and what it felt like. Exactly as you're saying, it's going to be something that is not just for that moment, but it's for the rest of the history of the world.
True.
So this canoe is
yeah.
doing something, and I'll tell you what, at the helm, as Nainoa said, it couldn't happen without the captains. So we're going to applaud the captains,
Yes.
okay?
Yep.
Couldn't
And
happen without the captains.
we're going to have Kelly,
But-
one of the chefs, one of the cooks on our
Yeah.
radio
Yeah.
coming up in the future.
Yeah.
Talking about what it means to be able to supply the food, cook for the crew every single day, minimum 3 meals a day, with what she's able to carry and whoever's cooking.
Yeah, and
for
you
them.
can't
That's
go.
the thing, yeah.
You
How
can't
do
go to
you-
McDonald's.
No.
Don't
You go to
play
Mc-
lunch.
Very-
no.
yeah.
You go to
Very
McFisherman's
creative.
every day.
But as someone expressed, it's a very dangerous, tough voyage
Oh, yeah.
to accomplish.
Oh, yeah.
It's very serious. So
Yeah.
we want to send our hearts and our spirit and our prayers with the voyagers of the Hokulea,
Yes.
all those who have prepared for these moments. Yeah.
And they're navigating just by the stars, yeah?
Yep. Navigating all the
navigate the
stars,
winds,
ocean currents,
right.
the planets. There, it's a very sophisticated
As
method.
birds start
But
to...
no
Yeah, it's
technology or
it's
whatever,
not
right?
just the stars. Yeah.
No.
The technology will be on the next canoe.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Hikianalia.
Hikianalia.
So that canoe will have a lot of stuff, including
Such a
how to
cute
send
name.
information
I love that
back
name.
to us and to other venues throughout the world to be able to constantly tell everybody where it's at.
Right.
So that's going to be really good. Okay. 721 in the islands. We talked about Hokulea.
Prince Albert.
And Prince Albert.
Yeah.
Yeah, we celebrated his 156th birthday
Oh, that's
on Tuesday, May 20th.
good thing he lives on Young Street.
I know, he is forever young, and he was our baby, our
Yeah,
young prince.
that's-
And born May 20th, 1858, and Makahia Moya, as we say, August 27th, 1862.
Another May baby.
Yeah.
So
What's
how many
special?
years did he live?
4.
4 years.
4
So-
years. Now people would say, 4 years.
That was actually a big deal for a child at that time, especially a royal child, because all the elite were not able to carry either pregnancy
Yeah.
all the way through or even to produce and air. He happens to be the first one, so after almost 30 years, there's, as you can imagine, the jubilance in town here and all the celebration and the hope. Unfortunately, with his passing, and not only his passing, but then later Kamehameha IV, within a year, Queen Emma loses the two loves of her life and goes through this almost 10 years, about 10 years or so, when we look at how long it took her to really get over things, of mourning. And, you know, there were the old, there's what we call today the 5 stages of grieving. That they say, you know, she went through, but she truly went through a Hawaiian mourning period, and it took her quite some time, even after Kamehameha V thought, if we, you know, give her a trip like had been done in the past with her husband and the other lady, let her explore, you know, abroad and come back, and hopefully that will help her to get and be healthier.
Well, Prince Albert, how did he pass away?
So there's 2 things. They said brain fever, which at that time, today we know as meningitis, or what they're discovering may have been appendicitis, because he had ended up being sick for about 4 or 5 days, very, very sick, and it ends up that he all of a sudden gets better for about 24 hours and then passes on. And so as they start to look into the records, and today there's more research being done on it, that it may have been appendicitis, because this is kind of one of the common things. The poison gets into the system, the appendix bursts, right? And then now the poison is in the system. So they feel better for a while, but then that poison is in the system, and then...
Wow, but 4 years old, that's so young to have appendicitis,
right, but you know, we
it
don't
can happen
know
anytime,
foods, right? And you know, that little catch-all little pouch, it's so amazing. All of us have one, and not everybody's affected that same way.
So if we can now move to this perspective of the king's celebration, the celebration of his
prince,
life, and the prince.
Right, and so then we look at
who would have
Queen,
been king.
Right.
Right,
And so we look at what Queen Emma, this whole loss that she goes through. Finally, she goes to Kauai, and after a period of time and going up towards Waialeale, she begins to finally go through that healing in that Hawaiian way, and coming back, you know, as she comes back to Oahu. Today, we have what came out of eventually her healing, hope, and then the legacy. So we have Queen Emma's Hospital, we have St. Andrew's Cathedral, St. Andrew's Priory. And so if we look at these things that she was able to be inspired to finally carry forward, and even running for election against King Kalakaua. So she did amazing, amazing things after she was able to move her life forward. And this is what we're trying to teach today, that all of us at times grieve in different ways, whether it's a loss of life or an unexpected change in our life conditions. And so, but there is always hope, and there is the ability to do things to leave a legacy.
And to leave a legacy, to look at death, to see that you can move on. There are many ways, of course, to go through these changes. You know, a lot of people share in just talking in conversation. A lot of people have family. A lot of people have that time where it's just empty. And a lot of people sometimes find in the music something very, very special. So let's play the next song that's there and find out what is meant to be played on this show for this conversation of this history to our royal monarchy. The great sounds, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, Peter Moon Band.
Yeah.
That Sky.
I love that song.
Thank you so much, Skylark.
Yes.
Being on our program.
Yes.
And now
love
you
hearing
know
your voice.
why there's one Skylark. There's
is.
only one smooth voice like that.
And she still sounds like the Skylark back in the 70s when I used to listen to her.
Sis, it's always beautiful, Sky. We love you. We see you tomorrow night. Okay.
Well, we're taking time this morning.
Yeah. Now, what was the question you were going to ask me about, Sky?
Well, I was going to say about that song, it's just one of those songs that's timeless.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, flying.
Yeah.
It's still good today,
Yeah.
you know? But the 2 questions I was going to ask you about Skylark was when she mentioned that she was a DJ in San Francisco.
Yeah. So she wasn't the Honolulu Skylark.
Was she the Honolulu Skylark in San Francisco?
No, that came when she came to the radio station.
Right, and then the follow-up question to that
Yeah.
was, how did she get the name?
Yeah.
The Honolulu Skylark.
Yeah. I don't know. We're gonna ask her. So we're gonna have her back on again.
Yeah. I always wanted to know that.
Yeah.
You know?
Awesome.
Skylark. But
Sky, if
they
you're
used
still
to play that
listening.
song when she, that played that song. Skylark, la da 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 da. A big band song.
Well, I'm glad she wasn't the Honolulu la da 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 instead of. In the Honolulu.
Okay, well, you're fired. Okay.
Oh, Donald Trump just
we
came
have an
out.
opening. All of a sudden,
Come on, that was
son
funny. What are you-
doesn't want to stay in the show.
What are you talking? That was funny. Come
The
on.
beautiful thing is you're his
Yeah,
son,
come
so he
on.
can never fire you.
Yeah, give it a hand.
That was a good joke, though. If you fired me over that, I have to
Connected
dispute
by
it.
the blood, by
That was a
blood.
good joke.
But only once.
Oh.
Just joking. So anyway,
Hey,
Memorial Day coming up this
Yes.
Monday. Okay, and then we just saw the general on the television talking about Memorial Day celebrations Sunday morning, starting at 10 a.m. at National Cemetery of the
Right,
Pacific.
right.
Yeah?
And Memorial Day was originally known as Decoration Day.
Yep.
You're kidding me?
No,
was.
it originated, they said, from the American Civil War.
Wow.
It goes way back, and a way of being able to.
And what's going to be recognized this year is the Vietnam War.
Yes,
So
yep.
that's going to be.
And so at that time, it was the Union and Confederate War, and those veterans that they were recognizing. So here, fast forward, same reason for recognizing.
When they say war is hell, that's
it is
that's
what it means.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
It's so.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
yes.
oh, go ahead, Kaika.
So we didn't get to play the song
Uh huh.
that we were gonna play earlier, I guess, because we were talking, but
Oh,
so
yeah.
we didn't have time. But we were gonna play "Love and Honesty" by the Hawaiian Style Band because they were actually just
Go
dropping a new
ahead,
album.
go ahead, sing part of it, sing part
That
of
doesn't-
it.
well,
Quick,
I'm
it's
just saying,
7:56.
I just thought it was pretty cool.
Hurry
that,
up.
That actually, a
Come on,
little story about
just
that
sing,
is
sing. Stop talking.
that was the first song I learned how to harmonize. It took
Okay,
me like a
good.
month to get the part.
Like what?
You're gonna lose the
Okay.
chance to sing.
There's more to life than getting by. There's times in life to really try. My love for you really made me see. I won't give up, won't lose my dreams. Your being there is everything, and I promise you love and honesty. But that was like the first harmony song, the first time I learned how to harmonize. I was a sophomore in high school at Iolani, and I sang with this girl, Angela Aki, who's actually like a humongous star in Japan now, apparently. She's a piano player, singer, songwriter, and I just thought we were watching them because they were on the news this morning. The Hawaiian Style Band, they came out with a new album, Hanao, which I thought was pretty cool, instead of Hanaho. But yeah, it just got me to think and get a little nostalgia, being this is Memorial Day.
Yeah.
But that was the very first song that I learned how to harmonize. And for ladies and gentlemen out there listening, that's a big deal for me because prior to that, I had no idea what harmony was. And if it wasn't for Angela Aki, I would maybe to this day still not really have a clue about it. But it took me a month to learn that part.
Yeah.
Because harmony is not really evident to people who just...
And a lot of it comes from churches. That's why you hear a lot of the
Right.
singers that came from
I could only hear
congregational
melody.
churches, right?
At the time, I could only hear melody.
Yeah.
And so she's like, you want to sing this song with me? So we sang it at the Iolani Family Fair together. And we did it as a duet. And it was really cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time to go. So we're going to say goodbye with this, and then a little taste of Aloha Friday. I wrote this, and sometimes you write things, you just write them. You never know.
Yeah.
We are the warriors, and we served this country well. Some have called us wounded, but the truth is, war is hell. We are wounded warriors, some wounded really bad. But for those of us who made it home, help us to be glad. Stand beside us, make us proud, as we salute our fallen heroes. Stand beside us, say out loud, thank you for fighting for you and me, and for sweet liberty. Happy Memorial Day weekend. The best to you. Okay? Best to you. Because ultimately, folks, in order to lift our spirits, sometimes we just need a little picker-upper. It's Aloha Friday, no work till Monday. A dooby 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 dooby, a did diddly doo. It's
It's Aloha Friday. It's Aloha Friday. No work till Monday. A doobie 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 doobie. A doobie 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 doobie. A doobie 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 doobie. Okay, that's a wrap. Let's take it home. Have a great weekend. Next Aloha Friday. Next week, we see you there.
I felt myself going, and I said, I'm not on with them, but oh well, what the heck? And it was perfect time when your dad goes, okay. Well.
I think you did it for a reason.
That's a wrap. I sit all cloudy and blades with the prima donnas lying everywhere. Got a guitar in my hand and a Western oil can under my bokole for a chair. It's Aloha